Okay, first off, Disney better build this house for reals. The whole time I was watching the movie, I was like, Disney, if you build this, I will come. I mean, I'm coming to Disney anyway, but I sure would like this house to be waiting for me. It almost seemed like they made the movie because they were like, what if we made a house that was alive? That would be cool. All right, make the movie so we can build it. I'm thinking either an attraction, a restaurant, or both. Both is good, both, right? Because I would love to meet and interact with the Madrigal family, and I think you could do so both ways. I mean, it's fantastic. It reminds me a little bit of Tiana, where we also want to ride in a restaurant, and we're getting that. So Madrigal family next, please. And I think it's worth noting that Encanto and Princess and the Frog are two of Disney Animation's best depictions of specific real cultures. Like, imagine if Beauty and the Beast had actually represented French culture like these two movies represent the cultures that they do. I mean, that would have been incredible. And I think that it gives these movies it gives them a layer of authenticity that makes them very unique and even more thrilling experiences. It's just wonderful. Now, this was a surprise to me. Don't worry, no spoilers, but Encanto has a subtle but powerful message about immigration. Kudos to Disney for going there. And they did it, I think, without politicizing it. They just were like, hey, did you ever think about it from the other side? Come on. I mean, this is a sequence that's probably the most a big Hollywood studio has ever done to illustrate and humanize the other side of what's going on with South American immigration. And I thought it was incredibly poignant and important. Disney has made huge strides when it comes to representing people of color recently. And while everyone might want the fairy tale, which is why Princess and the Frog was and continues to be so important, Encanto is so magical and so moving that I hope that the community it represents is pleased with how the film turned out. And unlike Lin Manuel Miranda's other film, In the Heights, Lin Manuel Miranda isn't a driving force here, but he's certainly in the mix. He's very much involved. But Encanto does a lot to recognize the Afro-Latino community, very much so. Antonio and Dolores are fantastic characters. Antonio was played up a lot in the ad campaign, but Dolores was such an amazing surprise. I love her. The whole time I was watching this movie, I was like, I can't wait to see these characters interacting in the parks and the rest of the Disney empire. I think they are going to be very welcome additions. So yes, I really enjoyed Encanto, Disney Animation's 60th film, by the way. And they've been really playing that up. They had some cool reels where they were like showing all the movies up until now. And I was a little nervous because it's a lot of pressure to be the 60th film. Disney Animation, you know, not every movie they've ever made is a home run. Like, I don't know, Bolt, right? Which, by the way, is the first film of Byron Howard, who is one of the co-directors here. So he's on an upward trajectory. So I was worried. I was like, wow, Encanto, you're the 60th film. Are you going to deliver? And I'm so happy to tell you that Encanto totally delivers and is deserving of the landmark designation of 60th feature film from the studio that started it all. And the fact that Disney Animation can still evolve is really impressive. Very, very good. The movie hits theaters for Thanksgiving, but in just 30 days, you'll be able to watch it on Disney Plus for no extra cost. Now, I think a lot of people are going to choose that option because, hey, it's just 30 days, and people are very busy with the holidays and other things to watch. But I will tell you that I saw it in a theater for the press screening, and it played very well on the big screen. So if you have an inkling to go see it on the big screen, I definitely would. But it's going to be a monster on Disney Plus. I think this is going to be as popular as Frozen and Moana as being played on a loop by a lot of people. It's very, very good. It has very strong visuals and really good musical numbers, which is why I liked it so much on the big screen. But I'm going to watch it again on Disney Plus. I'm already planning my evening. I can't wait to watch it again. Maybe you should do both. But again, both is good. But to be honest, when it comes to the musical numbers, I didn't like the first two. I was becoming very concerned. I was like, man, what am I going to say about this? I don't like this music at all. I respect Lin Manuel Miranda, but I'm not personally a huge fan of his music. I like his creative choices. I really respect what he's doing for the industry, but I always feel he kind of under-delivers a little bit. This is actually my favorite thing that he's ever done. I like Hamilton a lot, too. That's still very much a stage play, though, and I never got to see it in its how it was intended on the stage. I'd love for them to make it into an actual movie. But I think this is my favorite thing that he's done. And when Louisa had her big musical number, which is third, all my concerns melted away. I loved that. I love the voice actress who did Luisa. A lot of talent that Hollywood is unfamiliar with, Latino talent, is on display here, and they also deliver phenomenally. And I actually enjoyed all the songs after that. But my two favorites are Luisa's Surface Pressure. Boy, that's good. It's a little bit like, the Moana song. It's still very good. I was like, it's a little derivative, but I don't care. It's so good, I'll allow it. And then the family singing We Don't Talk About Bruno. That's incredible. One of the things I don't Lin Manuel Miranda is different from Howard Ashman, and that Howard Ashman's songs continue the story. The story moves forward during those songs. But with most of Lin Manuel Miranda's work, in my opinion, the story stops and we take a song break. I don't like taking a song break. I like moving the story forward while we sing. And I think that We Don't Talk About Bruno really moves the story forward. So I really loved it for that reason. It's fantastic. We Don't Talk About Bruno is as good as Howard Ashman's best work. Bruno, wow, the post just kind of gave that twist away. We were all like, why would you release this poster? And I saw an interview that revealed he's voiced by John Leguizamo, fan favorite Johnny Legs. I love John Leguizamo, and I loved him here. But the way he factors into the film, even though I knew he was in it, and I knew he was voiced by John Leguizamo, the way Bruno factors into the film was still such a surprise and delight. I adore this character, and I hope in the future to see him popping up at Disneyland's Boo Bash. And I mean, I'm starting to really get into the Disney empire. I'm like, okay, build this ride, put this character here. They're doing a great job with that. It's really fun. They've really gone above and beyond with their Halloween plans. It might be Disney's theme park's best celebration. So I want Bruno. The movie is full of surprises. Disney Animation has done such a good job keeping so many things secret here. I think they might have undersold this movie. The trailers were good, but the movie is like so much better. It's incredible. So hopefully word of mouth will propel it. Again, as I said, it's going to explode on Disney Plus. It's going to be really big. I often wasn't sure what was going to happen next, which is a fun experience these days. And the twists in the story are heightened by really strong visuals, from fantastic colors to inventive lighting to incredibly detailed world building. There's a creative rule of three, that you should always come up with 3 ideas for how to do something. And that reason is because even if your first seems pretty good, having to come up with 3 often leads to a creative breakthrough because you had to come up with a 3rd thing. So you push yourself. And I feel like in this movie, they always chose the 3rd idea. So always went above and beyond. The movie is directed by Byron Howard and Jared Bush. Jared Bush, they're both longtime Disney animation people. Jared Bush, I believe this is his first actual full-on directing gig. But Howard was a co-director not only of Bolt, but Tangled and Zootopia. And Encanto has a very similar feel to both those films stylistically. In terms of the brightness and the feel, but also a modern aspect to it. Very modern, but it still feels like Disney animation. And a willingness to go darker and scarier. I think that the best family stuff has dark and scary elements in it because it just really heightens the brighter moments. And this movie really has the whole spectrum. I loved it. I also love what the movie says about family and how it acknowledges how complex and misunderstood those relationships can be. As for my favorite characters, we all love Stephanie Beatriz, and she's looking for the right role after Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And this is still not it, I'm afraid. Mirabel is charming, and I look forward to seeing her walking around the Disney parks as well. But she has no power, so it's very hard for her not to get outshined by her family members, not only within the film, story-wise, but to the audience. But thanks to Beatriz and some very strong character animation, she does the best she can. She's also the lead character in the movie, so that helps too. But I loved Bruno. Oh, Bruno's so amazing. Luisa, Antonio, it's just so cute and adorable. And Dolores. And Isabella, voiced by Crazy Jane, by the way. While she at first seems surprisingly boring, her character really blossoms as the movie progresses. And that's all I'm going to say. In fact, I can't say anything else because I don't want to ruin the movie's many surprises. Just watch it. It's not only up there with Coco, The Princess and the Frog, and Raya and the Last Dragon in terms of representation, but it's just another great example of the quality of Disney animation and how they continue to push themselves and the medium. You will be enchanted by Encanto. I can't say enough good things about the movie. It's perfect. It's very strong, and I think it's a strong contender for Best Animated Feature of the Year. I know Luca came out this year as well, but I'm telling you, this is really, really good stuff. Share those thoughts down below, subscribe today, and of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.